Starting.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So
this is a terrible
live.
experiment. We wanted to start podcasting again, but we're both too lazy to edit this shit. So we're just gonna start going live to tape, and by tape I mean YouTube because it's 2017 and not the 80s. So we were gonna start this about probably like half an hour ago. Then I got trapped in an elevator. YouTube. So
Yes.
are we good? You were making weird noises.
No, I just said yeah. It's your thing, not me.
Yeah. So we got Connor and I were like, yeah, well, let's run to CVS real quick because reasons. And then it was like, oh, so we're gonna get in this elevator, go back up to our apartment. And then the elevator's like, what? You wanted to go up to the 8th floor, and then I'm gonna sit here forever, and then you're gonna kick the door because you think the door's jammed, and then you're gonna go back down to the 1st floor, and then back up to the 8th floor, and then back down to the 1st floor, and so on for 5 straight minutes. And I was like, no elevator, and it was like, oh, I'm doing it. So yeah, that was fun. I think I have a video of that I might post somewhere at some point. Because we started making a video like
if you're ever in an elevator.
Well, we started making a video like 30 seconds before the door opened randomly on the 2nd floor. We don't know why it opened on the 2nd floor. Neither of us hit the 2nd floor button. But like there was a guy standing there. He's like, I was about to call somebody. I could hear the alarm. And then he got on the elevator. He is a braver man than I.
For future reference, if you're ever in an elevator, don't kick the elevator doors.
Well, I was
that can only make it worse.
Yeah, we learned this. I thought it was just like jammed because that is the level of shitty elevator I'm operating with in this apartment building. Like, you've been here.
That's exactly the thing. Elevators are designed to do one thing, and that is keep the people inside them from dying, one way or another.
So what, that elevator's best option was to go up and down forever?
I mean, like, if it wasn't, like, if the door was actually jammed, like, it couldn't open the door, then yeah, having you go up and down infinitely is better than killing you. And
but I feel like it's just killing us, but we're also going up and down forever.
Hey, you seem pretty alive to me.
Because it opened. I mean, we weren't gonna die. We had some Slim Jims with us and like half a gallon of milk. We would have been all right.
Exactly. What are you bitching?
Yeah. I mean, I was fine. Connor was the one being like, oh my God, we're gonna die in this elevator.
He was too high.
No. All right, so what's your story? Because you have a story in this docket.
So this one is also about technology, but
all right,
more interesting, I guess. I don't know. It's very funny from my perspective, but other people may not find it as funny. So I come downstairs, right? Really passive-aggressive note from our roommate asking us to not change the thermostat, right?
Fuck you. Why do you have control of the thermostat?
That was my reaction.
Yeah.
But then I was kind of like, I was walking home, and I was thinking, right? So I have 3 roommates, right?
Yeah.
Who I know didn't change the thermostat. There's Robert, who I know didn't change the thermostat. And then there's another roommate who I know was asleep at the time.
And you didn't change the thermostat.
So, so I was just kind of like thinking on my way to work, and I realized we have a programmable thermostat, which is, you know, I'm not trying to brag. Our apartment or our house is not shitty, so we do have some nice things. We have a programmable thermostat, and
Oh my God, did he accidentally leave a passive aggressive note for the algorithm?
Yeah. So it's designed. I checked when I was downstairs, and it's currently on the summer mode, which automatically turns up the thermostat by a couple degrees at night for the summer because it's like so much cooler at night.
Oh my God.
And so he left a passive aggressive note for the eco saver mode on our thermostat.
That's amazing. Oh man, you should just start leaving him passive aggressive notes as the thermostat. Be like, bitch, I'm trying to save you money. Signed, the thermostat.
Yeah, but I found it very funny.
That's great. Oh man.
It's like, way to go, bro.
You left passive aggressive notes for the thermostat. Oh man, that's so great. All right, I literally just now turned on the automatic people switching thing, so my bad.
It's been on me the whole time.
Yup, that it has, because I am bad at this. Because we don't know what we're doing, ever.
Rip. My
Banternoise.
Wi-Fi's working, so rip that.
Yep.
Oh, all my Wi-Fi stopped working. That's cool.
Oh, apartments, flat houses.
Do you read Lifehacker?
Do I read what?
Lifehacker?
Occasionally. What bullshit did they post today?
Well, have you ever noticed how they always like inject things in from their other blogs that are like semi-related to life hacking?
Fucking Engadget and Kinja and
yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that's just Gawker in general.
Well, I just went to Lifehacker, and there's just a banner story across the top about pole dancing. Confused as to how that relates to life hacking. Because the way I interpret that, they're like, here's a sick life hack. Become a stripper and have more money. Like,
I mean, in a way, that is a life hack. Like, TBH, that could be a life hack.
That's just like the world's shittiest job fair.
It's like, it's a life hack in the same way like a sledgehammer is computer hacking. It did technically break the computer, but not quite in a hackery way. Like, yeah, you could simplify that down to like life hack, have more money.
Which also happens to be the GOP healthcare policy.
Dude, no, don't even talk to me about how mad you are about the GOP healthcare bill, because you will not be legit uninsured immediately if it ever takes place.
I mean, believe it or not, I do have some empathy. So even though it doesn't directly affect me.
Wow, you should host a TED Talk for the GOP about what empathy is and how it works.
Did you see the whole like Trump comment about life or about health insurance only costing $12 a year?
To think health insurance is life insurance.
Well, yeah, but did you see how he thinks it costs $12 a year?
I'm done. I accidentally just ripped my headphones out, but I'm done.
So that was like published in an interview, right? And everyone was like, "What the hell is he talking about?" So then another reporter stepped in to point out what joke was.
What he meant?
Or no, like how he came to that conclusion.
Oh God!
You take a guess.
I'm gonna assume it's some sort of fucked up understanding of the Gerber baby program.
Actually, yeah.
You are kidding me.
Well, he pointed out that Gerber runs an ad during every episode of Fox and Friends.
I had no idea that was a bit.
What?
I was 100% kidding.
No. Like this guy like laid out the facts. It actually like seems like he legitimately thought that it cost $12 a year because that's how much they advertise Friends during the like, you know, insure your baby ads.
I can't tell if I'm laughing or crying at this point because that is our president.
Yeah.
What the hell? Oh my god.
Pretty much.
Yep, it's great. It's
but
real
Chris,
great.
He's our president.
Hashtag not my president. Yeah. Hashtag yes all Republicans. Have no idea how healthcare works. I mean, they appear to not. I think it's a fair bit.
I mean, no, they know what how healthcare works. Working
for everyone but rich white men, because you know they are rich white men,
and their and the wives. To be fair,
now I don't know. Being a woman appears to be a pre-existing condition now, so I don't know.
Think about the things that they're defunding from women's healthcare, right? Stuff like contraception. I mean, it's just an excuse not to use condoms. Like,
oh god. Dude, all right, we can't. I don't want to imagine that because the only face that keeps coming into my mind is Mitch McConnell, and that's not a mental image that I want.
Hey, I mean, like, just walk up to him and say, like, poor people without healthcare, and you'll see his orgasm face.
Oh god. Well, now all I can imagine is like somebody taking one of those videos of turtles having sex and superimposing Mitch McConnell's face onto it. Someone has to have done that.
I saw a tweet today. I saw a tweet where someone was taking every member of the GOP in the Senate and like pairing them up with a fish. And I got really disappointed.
Like pouty fish of GOP congressman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
But then Mitch McConnell wasn't just a turtle, so I'm a little pissed.
Come on, we got to carry on Jon Stewart's legacy. That's what's at stake here.
Yep.
Oh man, we need him back.
You want to take a detour from politics for a minute?
Sure. What you got for me?
I'm just reading Twitter and I saw a tweet from OSU Student Life.
Oh no.
And it just made me remember how much I hate freshmen. That's it. That was my whole like bit.
That's your whole bit. What's the tweet? What did the freshmen do?
It's just a picture of freshmen walking down the sidewalk. And as typical freshmen do, they aren't walking on the right side of the sidewalk. So yeah.
I mean, that is like the most first world problem ever, but like also, yeah.
All I'm saying is that all it takes to ruin my morning is a freshman walking on the wrong side of the sidewalk. That and they don't know how to jaywalk. Like,
dude,
jaywalking is cool.
Don't know how to jaywalk. No one in Berea jaywalks, and it fucks with my brain.
Well, you should move to a real city. No offense.
You're not wrong. But Logan, I'm so much less likely to get stabbed here.
Hey, we haven't had a stabbing in a long time. We've had a couple armed robberies.
I mean, yeah, we were literally just at that UDF, and you were like, hey, they're just happy we didn't stick them up because that happened last month.
Hey, to be fair, there's a string of like 3 of them in a week, and then there hasn't been one since.
What? Why does this keep happening?
Okay, so the week everyone leaves campus, or like the couple of weeks after everyone leaves campus, the crime rate spikes really high because basically everyone's going around, you know, like, oh, look, empty house with a TV in the window, steal, you know.
Dumbasses. Don't leave your fucking TV in the window.
car parked outside. I wonder where the keys are. Maybe right inside the door. Steal. There's no one walking along High Street at 2 a.m. because all the partiers are gone. What am I going to do? Stick up UDF?
Normal Saturday night.
I mean, I personally am not a fan of crime myself, but if I was going to be a criminal, I'd definitely do it in the week after everyone's left campus.
Why do half of our conversations just come back to that article about how engineers would be good terrorists?
Hey, I would be an amazing terrorist.
Can I quote you on that?
I prefer you didn't, but I mean, it's already on the record.
Hey, straight to tape. We're not editing this. Oh, man.
I mean, the thing, like, I have a degree in computer science, or I guess I will, like, in less than 12 months.
Yeah.
In computer science, physics, and astrophysics. So I'm a literal trained rocket scientist. Nukes are on. Rockets.
Oh, good. Good.
If I wanted to up their game, they would just hire someone like me to figure out their shit. But
all right, if I ever hear you're moving to the North Korea, i.e. best Korea, I'm gonna come like kidnap you and tie you to a chair.
I mean, I really don't want to go to North Korea.
Yeah, but I'm
actually, so the one thing that the Trump administration has done that I kind of agree with, or there's two things. One is that they're talking about banning all Americans from going to North Korea, full stop, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
All right, that one actually kind of makes sense because I am getting kind of sick of seeing these fucking YouTube videos of like, I went to North Korea and it's great because the government only let me see the good parts.
Well, it's that, and like this dude who just like died in Cincinnati. Did you hear about that?
Oh yeah, true.
I mean, like, obviously, he is a victim, but at the end of the day, he literally went around the U.S. State Department, flew to China, and then flew to North Korea, and then stole a banner. Or I guess like they may be lying about stuff, but he did something to piss off the North Koreans. So I mean, like, I kind of don't feel bad for him at all.
Yeah, I mean, there's some victim blaming there, but I also see where you're coming from. Like, maybe we don't go to North Korea. Like that just seems like an unnecessary life risk.
Yeah, and I mean, like at the end of the day, the thing that pisses me off most about it is not that he died, because I mean, like, he can do whatever the hell he wants, sure.
Darwin Awards.
Yeah, like you can put your own life at risk. But then it became like an international event that cost taxpayers money, which just on principle pisses me off.
I can see that.
Here's what hear me out. If they had to fly one person from the U.S. to China or whatever to negotiate this, it's kind of hush hush about what actually happened. But if they had to fly one person to a meeting to discuss this, a ticket to China is like what, $2,000, $3,000 round trip, plus hotel.
Yeah.
Basically, at minimum, this kid cost the U.S. like one student's Pell Grant.
Oh yeah! Wow, that sucks.
So I mean, like yes, don't victim blame and everything, but the U.S. State Department told you not to do something, and then you did it, and you have to face the consequences
of doing it.
You also have to face your consequences. So
it's real life consequences. Full life consequences.
Oh my God.
You forgot about that video, didn't you?
Yes.
Forgot about Half-Life, full life consequences. Most important internet video of our time.
Oh my God.
It's a good video.
Yeah. Oh, so that's the first thing the Trump administration.
Oh yeah, what's your second reasonable thing? Because I'm kind of interested to hear this.
Is even though they're doing it really badly, like they're not good at it, but they're actually like promoting NASA.
No, so, they're not. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna go to fucking space, but we're not gonna give them any money.
Okay, so to be fair, something to keep in mind: Trump has no control over how much money NASA gets. He basically just gets to like
doing anything to help. Like he doesn't have any control, but he does have some influence, I would imagine.
But that's true. But
or at the very least, you would think he would be trying, given that he probably thinks he does.
Oh my god! Yeah,
really though.
I mean, okay, so ultimately, he's doing stuff to promote NASA, and he's not directly tearing them down. So I'm at best ambivalent, or I'm at worst ambivalent, and I'm at best like hopeful.
You're consciously optimistic.
Which is saying a lot, considering about on how I feel about basically everything else that his administration has done for the last 6 months.
Yep.
I do have to say I completely lost my shit when they tried to defund the NIH, and Congress like turned around and the next week increased NIH's budget by like $4 billion.
I just assume somewhere in there someone actually realized what NIH did.
The quote that I saw around the time to like explain why even the super conservatives like voted for it was basically like, oh yeah, by the way, senators get cancer too, Donald.
That's great. Well, I mean, yeah, that freaking sucks with McCain and everything. Like, I'm not a huge fan of that guy just because of like his policies, but like nobody deserves to get cancer.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with his politics, but he's a stand-up guy.
Yeah, at least he's like consistent and like a reasonable human being. Like, I mean, that's a pretty low bar, but compared to the rest of the GOP base, he's pretty good. It's one of the least reprehensible Republicans.
And he hasn't been like willing to bend over backwards to have Mr. Donald scratch his nuts.
Why would Don? That's not a phrase.
Well, now it is.
Sure, Logan. Sure it is.
Yeah, no, speaking of healthcare, I needed some healthcare like yesterday. I was cutting some bell peppers, right?
Did you cut your fucking finger off?
I'm cutting. Well, I didn't cut it off. I cut like a nice little like slit into it. But so I'm standing in the like bathroom next to the kitchen trying to like clean it up. I just passed the fuck out.
Dude, what the hell?
So like now I have this like knot on my head.
Jesus.
Because I like hit the door on my way down.
Oh my god.
There are two pre-med majors in the room, and neither one of them knew first aid. So I find that very funny, but also kind of terrifying. It was a fun time.
Oh, that's great though. Oh. All right, so maybe maybe let's not pass out again. Maybe.
What, dog?
Maybe
you
let's
dropped
not
out there.
like cut ourselves and then pass out in a bathroom.
Hey, it's not like I meant to. So I mean, like I faint sometimes when I like have blood taken or whatever. It turns out that happens if I cut my finger real bad too. Like
That does make sense.
learn something new every day.
I feel like that shouldn't have been a thing you needed to learn. I feel like you should have been able to logic that one out.
Okay, so the thing that I always thought that I fainted just out of my like incessant fear of needles, but I fear needles because I always pass out. And so I had always assumed that it was like I thought that it was like my fear of needles that made me pass out. That it's just like the weird like nerve ending pain.
But instead, it's the reverse.
Yeah, I passed out. And I was fine like 3 seconds later. I like got up. You know, my friend Joy thought I was having a seizure. It's fine.
Please tell me that's not one of the pre-med people.
No, she is.
Oh God, because passing out.
To be fair, I mean, like, it probably looked like I was having a seizure because and it's not like I don't have a history of it.
That's kind of fair, yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, no. Also, speaking of healthcare, can we talk about the greatest amendment that's ever been amended?
What? I may have missed this story. Oh, the Cruz Amendment.
Oh, it's the best amendment.
I did not look into the details of it because I just saw Ted Cruz's name and was like, well, that's gonna be some bullshit.
So you know how Obamacare requires that everyone get health insurance so that, you know, like you can balance out the cost of having people with like existing conditions and everything?
Yeah.
The Cruz Amendment is basically like, hey, we're going to require everyone to have health insurance, but we're gonna give some people these nice discount plans. Everyone's like, what the hell's a discount plan? It's like, okay, you know, you're young, you're feeling healthy, like $20 a month. We'll give you the cheapest healthcare that doesn't cover ambulances. It doesn't cover like hospital visits. So it's basically not healthcare.
All right, so it does not cover ambulances and emergency rooms. The fuck does it cover?
So I mean, it's like it literally covers basically nothing.
Like basic physicals and that's it.
Or to be fair, I think they would cover like some hospital visits, but it's like basically any sort of service is like not on your copay.
Oh, good. And I assume anything regarding a vagina is not covered. Just if
pre-existing isn't covered.
Having a vagina is a pre-existing condition now.
Yeah. So long story short, Ted Cruz misses the entire point of the healthcare requirements.
Great discount. Healthcare should not cost the same as Netflix.
Hey, you can Netflix and chill in your hospital bed.
If I am ever in a hospital and the person next to me is, quote, Netflix and chilling, I am going to ask for a new hospital bed.
Hey, if this healthcare bill has its way, you won't have a hospital bed to begin with. So,
fair point.
See, really, at the end of the day, Ted Cruz is just trying to save you from having awkward encounters in hospitals.
Is that what we're gonna call it?
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, like that's a pretty logical explanation for why the GOP doesn't want people to have like good health care. You know, one time one of them, you know, had to go to the birth of their child. They saw the process and they're like, nah, that shouldn't happen anymore. And no one should be exposed to that. We got to protect America.
Oh man, the best was just like, man, yeah, the Republicans are just now learning that healthcare would be so simple if it weren't for all these sick people. I think that might have been my dad, actually. Just like, oh man, this would be so much easier.
hey, if no one had any diseases, everyone could just have discount plans. It'd be great.
The Ted Cruz dream. What makes that even funnier is that he is from the land of socialized medicine.
Yeah. That, and like literally he has government health care.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Like, hey, Ted Cruz, you want one of these discount plans?
See, honestly, that's what someone should do, is pass a bill that basically says, you know, any senator has to take whatever the shittiest healthcare plan in their district is.
That
care they can have
is a valid idea, because suddenly the like presidential suite of healthcare plans would be the lowest.
Yep. All I'm saying.
That is a semi-valid idea. I kind of like that. I mean, you could never get something like that through because they'd see right through it. Probably, maybe, I don't know. They seem kind of dumb.
Well, basically, what you have to do is you got to get your Democratic majority, and then you override the Republicans. Problem solved.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Well, because think about it. You know, when the Democrats had some semblance of power, the ACA, and now the GOP can't dismantle it because they know that if they dismantle it and don't do it perfectly, it'll be political suicide, and that's why they're pussyfooting around.
About that perfectly part.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Like, they were pretty ready to just fucking repeal it and figure out the rest later.
Well, so they've come back like this last week and said, you know, that's what they're going to try to do now because they couldn't pass the. Well, see, okay. So, do you know how they were trying to pass it?
They were trying to do like the quick little like, we're not gonna let the CBO score this because then it will be revealed that we are evil plan, right?
No, like the process.
Oh, not really. Please give me a civics lesson.
So they there's two ways that you can pass like big changes like this, right? The first one is called reconciliation. The second one is just like
you need to look at the chat right now.
Chat?
I think you have to be on the YouTube video to see the chat, but
so. Oh wait, there's a chat. Chat has nothing in it.
Yeah, you got to go to the YouTube live chat. I'll send you a link. Hold on.
No, I'll just go to Chris McKipp's page.
Well, it's related to the joke you are currently laughing to yourself about.
What joke?
The other Chris Midkiff page that we found today.
Oh my god.
So you see what my brilliant roommate has done here.
Listen, Connor's the man. He just won himself a subscriber.
All right, so I should explain this. So Logan was looking up my YouTube channel before we did this. Like, all right, let's like find this. So he just searched on YouTube, Chris Midkiff. And if you search that, you get me with my face and all that stuff. And he's like, all right, there's Chris. Then you also get this other channel that has Sonic the Hedgehog for an avatar and a tagline that says something to the effect of, thanks for getting me to 6 subscribers. So we're still laughing pretty hard about that one. Like, not the fact that he only has 6 subscribers, because I'm pretty sure I have less than 6 subscribers. But the fact that he is proud of it.
Well, no, he was thanking his followers. He's a humble man.
Thanking his sextet of followers.
I think I have more followers than you, actually. I have 34 subscribers.
Oh, we should have streamed this on your channel then. Damn. Well, next time.
of those subscribers are like administrative.
Oh yeah, I'm sure all of the admins from our high school still follow you.
Central with. Yep. Did you see how Central was like under hilarious?
Oh, the flood? Yeah.
It was dank AF.
Well, I'm sure you saw the picture at Tiger Stadium, right? AKA Tiger Lake.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, bro.
Like, that was crazy.
It's dank AF. My basement flooded. That was pretty cool. I'm surprised. Like, did your basement at home flood at all?
I don't think so. My parents didn't mention anything.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah. You guys probably have like a pretty decent like sump system, so it's.
I mean, our basement has flooded before, so maybe my dad fixed that.
Yeah, I mean, like if your basement is either well sealed or at least like decently sealed and has a sump pump like set up correctly,
I think
like
does.
it shouldn't be a problem.
Oh yeah, because I think when it
our basement
the pump was broken and we didn't notice.
Yeah, actually, so there's this technician at my work, and he was telling us about how he was like going around and talking to his neighbors and trying to like figure it out because he said that some of their sump pumps had like overheated from how much rain there was and just like burned themselves out. Yeah,
that's not ideal.
No, it's not. We only had like a little bit of water that got into our basement though, so it wasn't a huge deal. It was more just inconvenient.
Oh man, I just remembered I have to go deal with my fucking car before I go to bed tonight.
Why?
Because I'm an idiot and left the sunroof open and then it rained.
Yeah, I mean there's worse things that can happen.
Yeah, but it means that I now have cup holders full of water.
Oh, haha.
So I think I'm just gonna take like a sponge down there.
Do you have like a syringe or something like for medicine?
Nah, and also there's too much water for that. It would take too long.
You just got to get one of those giant syringes that.
Like my plan is to take like a cup down there.
No, so have you seen the new trend in? Oh,
I wonder if we have a turkey baster. That would work.
Well, have you seen the new trend in alcohol consumption at big parties?
I don't want to know.
Syringes.
Please tell me that does not go in your butt.
It's like Jello shots, but inside of giant syringes.
Oh, so you just go ah.
Yeah.
Internet, please don't make terrible gifs out of that.
Well, your frame rate, at least on mine, is so low that they won't be able to.
Thank you, shitty Logitech camera.
I'm not sure if it's your camera or my internet, but one of them fucking sucks.
It's probably my camera and my internet.
Our internet isn't horrible. It's just the router is. And
oh, that's true.
Yeah. I'm gonna be buying a new router in
hey man, a month. Oh wait, you can't see it on the video because it's running along the floor in this room. But I got gigabit Ethernet running along the ceiling outside. It's zip tied to the ceiling.
That's on. Like I'm actually about to do that too, but mine will be a little bit like classier. The way our stairs are set up, I'll be able to like run it up the stairs essentially.
I mean, you'll probably still have to do something similar to the jank ass shit I did.
But yeah, all right, well, here's the pro move. You tuck it under the very edge of the carpet.
Yeah, we can't really do that. I don't think. I didn't.
The way our
well, I mean, we'd use so much more cable doing that.
That's fine for me because I already have a couple 100 feet of cable.
I do still have a fucking pile of non-ended Cat 6 in my closet that I may or may not have acquired from my previous job.
Hey, I have literally a bucket of bright red OSU Ethernet cables.
Well, hey, we were ripping cabling out of Trackit, and they were just like, "Hey, we're probably just gonna throw that out." So if you want it,
For mine, it was because I so often worked overtime that I would just like not go back to my office when I was done, and I would come home with bags of Ethernet cables from being
and then
out in the
forget.
field, and then I would forget, and they accumulated it. And also, I'd like to point out, I was a student, so I was entitled to free Ethernet cables. That is a thing.
Well, also, I would just consider it the payment for overtime. Like they weren't allowed to actually pay you overtime,
Well,
so
ultimately,
hold on, you're like cutting out really
the
bad.
school. So, what, Chris?
Okay, you're back. You were cutting in and out really bad.
I touched my laptop, so maybe I shouldn't do that. Here, I'm gonna close all the stuff I have open.
Great.
I mean, it's like, Microsoft Word and whatever.
Yeah,
It
but
shouldn't
like
be slow.
well, I mean, Microsoft Office now has stories. Like everything fucking pings home a billion times. So
Yeah, honestly, the second it started lagging, I had switched over to like synchronizing with my like Outlook
Office
online or whatever.
365.
Office 365 is really nice. It's not worth the price that they charge for it, but
Because like, is it that much better than Google Docs, which is free?
well, okay. So here's the thing that Google Docs lacks the ability to do.
Yeah.
The ability to do any sort of like layout work.
Oh, okay. I'll agree with that.
I mean, like, if you need to do something more complicated than a text box and maybe a random image, you're screwed.
Yeah, that's true. But like, honestly, like 90% of people don't need to do anything more complicated than that.
It's true. It's true.
Like you work in one of the few fields where people give a shit about that.
Yeah, and like the other thing is there's a lot of people who use PowerPoint for stuff that PowerPoint honestly shouldn't be used for.
What do you mean? I've never used PowerPoint as jank Photoshop. That is never a thing that I have done. Ever.
Not even like just that, but there are like there's a whole market for people like putting together posters or whatever. It's all done in PowerPoint.
Posters in PowerPoint.
Yeah, like have you ever seen a research poster like hanging up on a wall?
Oh God, people.
Those are all made in PowerPoint.
Isn't that what Publisher is for?
Well, I mean, technically speaking, yes, but Publisher, I'm pretty sure has. Well, Publisher is like one of the least updated Office things, so it's like never like high quality working, and also no one has Publisher because it only comes with Office Pro.
Oh.
So if you only have Office Home, you can't use it.
Well, that's almost like here's a question. So did they stop developing Office or did they stop developing Publisher because people kept using PowerPoint for everything Publisher was supposed to be for? Or did people start using PowerPoint for everything Publisher was for because they stopped updating it?
Okay, so
like
so the way
got a chicken and egg scenario here.
So the way that it was supposed to work, right? Microsoft Word was a text editor that had support for pictures and stuff because sometimes you need to insert that into your text. Yeah, it was a rich text editor. Then it was for making slides, and Publisher was for like designing anything that wasn't just text on a page.
Gotcha.
So if you were typing like any sort of document, like even if it had pictures, whatever, you use Word, if you were trying to put stuff on a page, but like in a design style,
Like something where you really cared about how it looked on exactly an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper.
yeah, like a pamphlet or a poster or a, you know, whatever.
Yeah. No, man, you got to just use Pokemon Project Studio.
Okay, shut up. No, and so anyway, Microsoft Word, they kept making.
My day.
Oh my god, Microsoft Word, like they basically kept improving all of the multimedia functions, and so it's effectively at a point now where if you know you're trying to make a pamphlet or whatever, if you download the right template, you're good. So it kind of cut out the need for publisher from that end. And if you're just trying to like lay out stuff in an arbitrary square, PowerPoint works fine.
That.
I have PowerPoint documents for like posters and stuff that are so complicated that like my computer will struggle to render them. The PowerPoint render engine is so crappy.
Well, it's because it was never intended for that. Because if your PowerPoint is that complicated, it shouldn't be a PowerPoint.
Remember that time your mom was using PowerPoint for basically like a paper?
Yeah, because her professor made her turn in a PowerPoint, like not to present it, but like in place of an essay.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what like all scientists use PowerPoint for.
What the hell?
It's actually like it's more common than you'd think, and it actually makes a little bit of sense because even like if you are presenting, right?
Yeah.
Generally speaking, if you're presenting at anything that matters, they'll distribute the PowerPoint slides before or after the fact. And so you can insert slides that are literally just nothing but like walls of text. And when you're giving the actual presentation, you just kind of like skip over them or like summarize them. And then when people go back to read, either like as they're following along or like as they're reviewing their notes or whatever, they can read the text boxes.
That is so jank, though. Like
not preferable, but what do you?
I mean, isn't there like a whole other like bit of PowerPoint that is for notes like that?
Well, there's like speaker notes where you type in the bottom and it like, but those aren't speaker notes. That's actual like content. Speaker notes is basically like your notes on what you want to say. So it shows up like if you have a 2-screen setup and you're presenting, it shows up on the second screen.
Oh.
Yeah.
And like anywhere you're presenting should have that.
Yeah.
But it
that
won't.
Or like if you... Well, and like that's one of the limitations, honestly, with like Chromebooks and whatever is you can't do that. Present 2 screens.
Yeah, you can.
You can?
If you connect a secondary monitor to a Chromebook, you can do an extend desktop.
Really? I've never seen that.
Yeah, those people just don't know how to use the fucking Chromebook. Because mine can do that, and if mine can do it, every other Chromebook can.
Interesting. I mean, I've never seen it.
I have legit the shittiest Chromebook. Like, I think I have the first one they ever made that wasn't only for developers.
I've seen it. You don't have to convince me, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty shit. It's literally a Galaxy S3. It's still chugging along. It still works, sort of.
I sold my other Chromebook, or I sold my Chromebook.
Oh.
I shipped it out on Friday.
Sad.
I was looking. Not really. I never really used it.
I was looking on eBay yesterday for the Pokemon board game. Shit is real expensive.
Know what board game I want?
What?
Trump the board game.
Dude, that game was not shit. Like, can we talk about that?
We got really into it.
We did. Well, the best part was that fucking. Who else was there that night? I don't even remember who the other person was. Oh, it was me and Kyle and you.
Yeah.
Because then me and Kyle tried to gang up on you and we still lost.
Yeah, I was cheating so hard.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
God damn it.
I was trolling you guys so hard. You just weren't good enough at math to catch me.
I am so bitter.
Well, because if you had actually done the math, you would have realized that I had so much money that it was mathematically impossible.
Great.
That I was being like so unsubtle about it.
I mean, we straight up cheated at the end.
Yeah, I know. You still didn't cheat enough to beat me.
Yeah, you cheated harder than us. But I feel like cheating should almost be allowable in the Trump board game.
To pardon yourself.
But Logan, you don't need to look into that unless you're guilty, right?
Hey, did you know that accepting a pardon is an admission of guilt?
Did you know that if you accept a pardon, you can't plead the fifth?
No, you can. You can.
Nope. If you accept a presidential pardon, you can no longer plead the fifth.
I'm pretty sure that's false.
I don't know.
Well, because I'm no constitutional lawyer.
We're gonna
it's not legal advice.
Presidential pardon. Please.
Well, because if that was the case, you know, if they had someone who, I guess that's just what immunity. It's forced immunity. That's interesting. It would be really dank if that was true, but I don't think it is.
Oh yeah, no. According to a Harvard Law School professor, under the Fifth Amendment, Americans are protected against self-incrimination, but people who have been pardoned are no longer under any legal jeopardy. That's the freaking loophole.
Okay, so you can still plead the fifth. It just doesn't matter because you can't incriminate yourself one way or another.
Yeah, but like that basically means you can't.
Well, okay, so
the whole idea of the fifth is that you cannot be forced to self-incriminate yourself. But if there's no way for you to incriminate yourself because you've been pardoned, you have to say everything.
But so you're anytime you're in a legal situation, you can always plead the fifth, because even if it has nothing to do with your pardon, you can decline to answer any question on the Jeopardy.
I think I'm gonna trust the Harvard law professor.
No. What I'm saying is completely, in concordance with what he's saying. If I stab somebody and then Donald Trump pardons me because that person was a CNN reporter, then like, if the cops come up to me and ask, did you stab that guy on Tuesday? It's true that it would make no sense for me to plead the fifth because, I can't be arrested for it anyway. But if I say yes, then they could be like, oh, so when your car was at the bar on Tuesday, that means that you had the cocaine, or, if they had some other piece of evidence, it could tie it into a different crime. So you can always plead the fifth.
I guess. But I feel like Trump's not that smart to think of it that.
Well, I don't think Donald Trump is, but I think the fact that he has enough money to hire multiple lawyers means that someone would think of it.
That's true. Dude, I really want his lawyers to just stab him in the back. I really hope he gets lawyers that just give him terrible legal advice.
Well, I think that might happen, but not because they're trying to stab him in the back, just because they're bad lawyers.
Because no good lawyer would take this case.
I mean, no, a good lawyer would take the case because it's like a cash cow.
That's true.
But no good lawyer would stake their reputation, or no good lawyer would
put any effort into it.
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
yeah,
like,
they
sure,
might not
your
even take
career.
it because they're like doomed to failure.
Well, I mean, like, even if it ends your career, you know, like if you've been working for 40 years, it could just be your big payout before retirement, you know?
That's fair, yeah. Maybe that would be a hell of a way to go down. Like, that's a story to tell your grandkids. Like, I was the lawyer that shittily defended President Donald Trump on
Well,
purpose.
so, you know, let's be generous and say Donald Trump has a couple $1 billion that he could spend one way or another, right?
Yeah. That's being very generous, but yes.
If he was in like an actual jeopardy of going to federal prison, I would be willing to bet that you could trick him into spending a couple $100 million on legal defense.
Oh yeah, easily.
And if it was me, I could live very comfortably if you gave me $1 million, and I could live for basically the rest of my life
On a couple 100 million.
on it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, a couple $100 million is like almost beach money. Like you're getting real close on that.
Well, I mean, $100 million is beach money,
Yeah, that's
bro.
true. Tens of millions of dollars are getting close.
Tens of $1 millions, you're there too, because like, you know, if you go to a place that's not super
quality of beach. Like, yeah, you could probably go to like Haiti and live on that beach, but like, do you really want to do that?
Okay, hear me out. A beach
You
home
want
in
to go
Florida,
to a beach that does not greatly increase your chances of getting stabbed.
Yeah, so if you go to like a retirement type beach along the Florida coast,
like not Jersey,
like yeah, basically as far down the East Coast as you could be from Jersey.
Yeah,
I'd be willing to bet that for $1 million or $2 million, you could get a pretty nice beach house.
Yeah.
Even if you're living a pretty luxury lifestyle, you should be able to live off of, you know, like assuming you're not supporting a family, you know, $50K a year will make you live very comfortably if you're not paying for rent.
True.
You invest the rest at 5% interest, and the interest rate will basically pay for your living costs. Because, you know, if you have $10 million, 5% of 10 million is what? Like five, or I guess it would be a question of like marginal interest rate, but you get the point.
It is.
It'd be like $500,000 a year, but
it would indeed. Right? I just asked Google.
So it would be $500,000. Yeah. So as long as if you get $10 million and you invest it at the rate that the stock market, you know, increases your money, then at least in theory, you can
eternal beach money. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you spend less than $500,000 a year,
which I feel like a normal human can do.
I mean, I'm sure that
running around buying Xeons.
Well, even if you're doing that, like, still quite a few.
I would love to see your beach house, Logan. It's like, yes, there is the beach, and here is my supercomputer, and here is the Raspberry Pi supercomputer that I finally built. I don't use it. It's just for display.
if I had fuck it money, I'd be running that on Amazon Cloud.
Oh, that's true. Then you don't have to deal with like the actual dealing with the supercomputer. You just get the power.
Yeah, you know,
like,
pay as you go.
I paid for FiOS to the shitty beach house.
Okay, so having a fiber line run is actually surprisingly cheap.
I mean, is it though?
Okay, relative to that kind of scale of money, it's not cheap.
Okay. Relative to fuck it money, cheap, but got it.
Yeah, I mean, like, you may have to, like, only buy a Maserati the first year instead of a Bugatti, but...
So you can only live at the level of OSU international students.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's such a meme.
dude, I miss the Ohio State internet so much. Oh my god.
I'm missing it right now because you're dropping out.
Right. And we don't know, is that your shitty internet or my shitty internet? Because we both have shitty internet because we're in America.
Pretty
Thanks,
much.
AT&T.
Pretty much.
AT&T Uverse.
I think mine's actually Time Warner, so it's worse.
Oh yeah, that
Direct.
is worse. I mean, it's not like either of us had a choice, so.
Hey, I have a whopping 2 choices.
Let me guess, your other choice was WoW.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, I remember the maps, bro. Because I actually remember, I looked at those maps when we were shopping for an apartment like freshman year.
Pretty much. Like, honestly, so they keep building these giant high rises, like along High Street and whatever.
They built some high street high rises.
Bro, I don't think you like in the time that since you've left, right?
Yeah.
Which has only been, for those who do not know, about 1.5 years.
Oh yeah, I guess. So roughly since our last podcast.
Since about 6 months after our last podcast. So they have built or are in the process of building 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high rises on High Street or like around campus.
There's less demand for apartments now.
Yeah.
That is why Amanda's apartment search is going so well.
Wait, why? Oh, is she trying to move off campus?
Yeah, next year.
Is she trying to like shirk the requirement?
No, dude, it'll be her 3rd year.
Oh, is it? No. Oh, next year, not like
this coming year.
Okay.
Her junior year.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
man.
it's also
You just lost your mind for a second.
I mean, I was like, no, she's definitely a freshman, like going into her sophomore year.
Yes, Logan, because I forgot how old my sister was.
So honestly, if I was her, I would do anything I could do to get out of the 2nd year living requirement, but
she's not going to break any rules. You know her.
It's true. It's true.
Because she could literally pull the same bullshit my dad pulled when he went to Ohio State. Do you know my dad never lived in a dorm?
Yeah, he lived in the shitty apartment, right?
Yeah, but the way he did that was that he claimed he was commuting from his parents' house the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, more power to anybody who does that. Fuck OSU.
Yeah.
They just raised housing rates again.
What? But Mac Hall still exists.
Yeah, and now if you're living in Mac Hall next year, as a freshman, you're getting charged $500 a semester more to do it.
Does it have air conditioning now?
No. and coincidentally, it's a year older than it was last year, so shittier.
So Drake got a new boat.
But actually, though.
So he's gonna go on another cruise on another -20 day. Memories. All right, I think that might be the cue to wrap this up.
Wait, what cue?
The fact that we have fucking rambled this far down the rabbit hole.
How long have we been broadcasting? I just see it live.
Like an hour.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Yeah, we should probably call it. All right,
okay.
we might be doing this more. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see. Probably whenever we have a big enough backlog of shit to talk about. So basically, whenever Trump gets impeached, there will definitely be an episode if there's not one before that.
I mean, I really haven't talked about anything from the last, like, not from like the last week. So,
Oh yeah, that's true. Like we didn't get to Donald Trump Jr. fucking just tweeting all the proof of fucking collusion.
I mean, pretty much.
Oh yeah, Spicer quit. That happened.
Spicy meme.
Yeah, he just fucking quit. That's not that surprising.
He's hiding among the bushes in the sky.
Among the bushes, not in them.
Sure.
He wants to make that very clear. Because he apparently got very mad at Colbert because Colbert said he was hiding in them.
Hey, I imagine in heaven, you know, there's some drapes where Comey's hanging out, and there's some bushes where Spicer's hanging out, and never the two shall meet.
It's like Romeo and Juliet. Except, you know, the GOP frowns on it.
Hey, I feel like they've spited Spicer enough that they could flip him if they tried. Robert Mueller, get on it.
Oh man, if Spicer is the man that brings Donald Trump down.
See, for a long time, everyone thought that it was gonna be what's his face?
Comey?
The dude who was like a fuckwad, who got like fired in his first week.
Administration.
No, why can I not think of his name? I don't know, the general guy.
Mattis?
Yes, maybe. I think so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's like the only person in that administration that like might still have a soul.
Oh no, not him.
Dude.
The one who got like fired.
Oh, Flynn.
Yeah, Michael Flynn.
Yeah, but then he just like didn't say anything.
Well, it was because he said like, "Hey, I'll tell you exactly what happened, but you have to give me immunity," and they're like, "No."
Oh yeah, that's right.
So like, if they had given him immunity, honestly, I think he could have taken down people way more valuable.
But you know, that's a bad precedent to set.
Hey, I mean, if they can let as many people go as they have to, if it means that we see Donald Trump in chains.
That would be pretty great. I still like, there was a great tweet last week that was just, I feel like the Trump family has a gypsy curse on them where everything they say about other people becomes true for them.
Yeah, like if we could have just a situation where literally every person involved in the collusion, which definitely happened, just gets off scot-free, I would be perfectly happy with that, as long as Donald Trump gets impeached and preferably sent to federal prison.
But like, see, I'm a little bit worried about that because if we let everyone else go, then we end up with President Pence.
I mean, that's true. And
I don't think that's better.
Well, here's the thing, though, is that if it was really that much of a scandal, even if they get if they get off scot-free, they'd still end up resigning. And so you'd basically be left with a non-functioning command system.
Well, you know, I mean, we'd probably just filter down to President Paul Ryan.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there aren't that many good options in this string, dude.
We need some assassinations.
No, do not say that. I would like to note that the views expressed by Logan Walker are not the views of Banternoise Incorporated. Also, there's no such thing as Banternoise Incorporated.
But Banternoise Incorporated, do you mean like you and your apartment?
Yeah. And you. I'm attaching your name to that. You're stuck with it now.
Okay, sure.
You made these fucking buttons. You're our head of marketing.
Hey, if someone wants to buy buttons, I will sell you one for $2. I have no more, but I'll have more custom printed if someone wants one.
All right, let's open shop.banternoise.com. It's a good plan.
Have you seen the trailer for Ready Player One?
No, I don't watch trailers, remember? Also, my friend group is severely split on that movie.
Well, I didn't watch the trailer either. But apparently it's set in future Columbus.
I'm sorry, what?
This is 10 TV Associated Press article. Quote.
Oh, this is some high level shit.
Spielberg's new Ready Player One is set in future Columbus. End quote.
Well, I mean, you know what that book is, right?
I have no idea what this book is.
Oh, all right. Let me break it down for you. So you know that thing people do at conventions where they yell the names of things that people like to make people go woo? It's called the woo game.
I didn't know this, but sure.
But you're familiar with the concept.
Sure.
Okay. So it's basically that, but in a novel. So they're like, hey guys, you know what you like. Freddy Krueger is in this book. And they're like, woo. And then they're like, Evangelion Unit 1 is in this book. And you're like, woo. And that's the whole book.
It's Spielberg, so I think
things that are in that book, by the way. Those two things exist in that book.
Yeah, it's Spielberg though, so I feel like it could be done well.
Decently.
Because basically what you're saying is that it's a story built around a tour de force of random geek culture references, which, if done in a classful manner.
But not even references. I don't mean there's a reference to Evangelion Unit 1. I mean Evangelion Unit 1 is in the book. By name.
I mean, sure.
That is very confusing given the Ava canon, but
well, if my understanding is correct, it's all dystopian about VR and shit, right?
I guess. I don't actually know. I mean, that is the only way that could make sense, unless they went and fucking got Ava Unit 1 from space. Because it ends that movie in space.
My understanding of the book or of the story, and given this is
literally this fucking book.
So this is from the 2 sentences of description I read from a thing, so it's probably not right. Well, not even that article. I read something else earlier, but essentially the whole idea is that everyone's in VR and it's a dystopian world because everyone's
it's voluntary Matrix, basically.
Yeah, that kind of idea.
Okay, that's a decent idea.
And so they make all these pop culture references because it's just shit that's going on in this VR dystopia trying to keep people entertained.
I mean, here's the thing. It could be decent if they pull a Wreck-It Ralph. What made Wreck-It Ralph good was the fact that they had all the famous video game characters in it, but none of them were important to the plot.
Yeah, from what it seems, it's just a bunch of pop culture references that are being used solely as a, this is why everyone stays in this VR, is that there's all these popular characters.
Because nothing says super fun like Evangelion.
So, I mean, I haven't watched this trailer, and I might just watch it while we're talking so I can be more informed.
I think I'm actually going to stop this here in a minute, but when we're done talking.
I'd be willing to bet they probably changed a lot of the references from whatever is in the book to something that'll appeal to not just the yeah. Well, okay, so the book was published in 2011, which means that they have 6 years of geek culture to make up on.
That's true. I really doubt the anime from the 90s will still be in there. They'll oh no, you know what they'll fucking do? They'll like replace it with like Voltron or like Optimus Prime or something.
I mean, so it's being produced by Warner Brothers, so they probably use like, you know, Batman or some shit. Like
it's the Batman robot. Oh man, no! You know what I want? I want the Spider-Man robot from that really shitty Spider-Man manga. Have I told you about this? There is a Spider-Man manga where Spider-Man has a giant robot.
sure. Why not?
Because, you know, nothing says easy to maneuver in fucking New York City like a giant robot.
Go up, like you're pretty much good.
He just has to be able. I don't think it can fly though.
I think like Avengers base. They just like float above everything, so they don't have to worry about.
Yeah, I don't think the robot can fly, so he'd be stuck trying to like web swing in this robot.
I mean, like, you're not wrong. Okay, so in the Avengers canon, they have the floating base, so they could just like swing off of that thing forever. Okay, I'm watching the trailer right now. One of the references is the Iron Giant. Remember that thing?
Yeah, dude, I just rewatched that movie the other like a month ago. That movie is really good.
There's some giant scorpion thing. Yeah, that's if these are references, they're ones I don't get. So they're definitely not Ava though.
I mean, I don't think that's in the trailer, but it's 100% in the book.
Getting in their VR pods.
Hold on. So what references exist in that trailer? Iron Giant. I know Freddy Krueger's in the trailer because Brandon was telling me about it.
So far, the only like for sure reference I've seen is Iron Giant. There's some characters that may be references, or they may just be like made up. Yeah.
See, but here's my question, though. The Warner Brothers definitely owns the Iron Giant. Dude, what if they just replaced Ava Unit 1 with the Iron Giant?
I mean, honestly, like
that would honestly probably be better. The Iron Giant is far less complicated.
Only two clear references I saw were the DeLorean from Back to the Future and Iron Giant.
Who owns Back to the Future?
Oh, and then also like they were in a race and it kind of looked like Tron, so it might be semi-Tron.
Fake Tron. I cannot imagine it was real Tron, because if anybody would not greenlight that, it's Disney.
They were like on what looked like fake light cycles, but they were driving through a city, so
fake Tron.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, no, I could honestly see them just replacing Ava Unit 1 with the fucking Iron Giant. The Iron Giant is far better because it does not contain a dead mom.
I prefer all my robots containing dead moms.
I just want them to mention that offhandedly in that movie just to confuse the ever-living shit out of the audience.
Okay, dog. I feel like you should stop broadcasting.
Yeah, you're right. All right. I'll talk to you later.
But no, just like turn the live thing off.
Oh, can we do